Ago, both sides would take flight in different directions, but much to the same destination, stalking their prey and scavenging where necessary to find ourselves here at the final today. Good afternoon and welcome to Outeniqua Park out in George, where over the next 80 minutes we'll set to answer the age-old question: which is the best bird of prey? Is it the majesty of the eagle or the savagery of the Valke? Someone who will know much about the eagle is someone who would have donned the jersey rather for many a year at Hudson Park High School. I'm joined by Odwa Ndungane, and then someone who's no stranger to the Valke or the Eagles, Vane and Willis, who would have had a run in with either of these two sides as well. But Odwa, let's start with you. A fantastic occasion that we have here today.
Massive occasion. I think this is what these players train hard for. You know, they'll be looking forward to this game. There'll be a lot of nervous guys, a lot of excitement. You know, both these teams, I think they last played in the final in 2015. So I'm sure both teams will be looking hard to go all the way, you know, so I think we can expect a good game today.
Something else is going to help us have a good game, Van, and the conditions that we have here today are absolutely immaculate. The rain's held off, the pitch is in incredible condition too.
Yeah, we're currently spoiled with good weather conditions. The field is well looked after. I think it's well maintained. So obviously credit to the groundsmen. Good conditions. It should be a good final.
We're looking forward to a good final, but something had to get us to the final. That's the results from the campaign, and that's the Heino Valke. Odwa, only 2 blemishes on their radar there, but a good season nevertheless for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, they started off well and just had those 2 stumbling blocks in the middle, but you know, the Falcons have been a consistent team, you know, a team that attacks well. You know, coach got a good coach in Rudy Jube. I think they probably average like 5-8 tries in one game, you know, so, and I'm pretty sure Rudy is an experienced coach with a young team, and I'm pretty sure he'll tell the guys, we don't change much, even though it's a big game, but just go out and have fun and enjoy yourselves.
As well there, Vane, and having a look at the SWD Eagles side, 1 loss and they've just grown throughout the entire season.
Interesting enough, this is a side that was last on the log last year. So credit to, as we're talking about coaches, the Reinhard van us, bringing this team with 1 loss, bringing them on top of the table. This basically defines SW Eagles' season.
So having a look at that as well, we're also going to take a quick glimpse of where the sides would have ended up. In fact, we're going to skip past that one, but we are with 1 and number 2 here today. And we're going to have a chat to some of the people who would know exactly what's going on with these 2 sides. That's in the form of their coaches, Reinhard van Us and Rudy Jube. Rudy, we've come all the way to the final today. Must be wrapping up of a pretty good season for you.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. We are excited to be here. It's always a privilege to be part of a final, and we're looking forward to this afternoon's game.
What are you looking to bring into today's game? Is there anything different that you've prepped and planned from the game plan that has been throughout the season?
Not really. We were waiting to see what the weather is going to do, because you've got to adapt with the weather, but fortunately the weather has been really great. It looks like it's going to be a great day for rugby, so we can play our game.
A couple of whoopsies in defence throughout the season. I mean, 1 or 2 tries more than what you would have been expecting to concede as well. What's been the take there with the side, and how are we looking to combat that?
Now look, when you play attacking rugby, you're bound to make mistakes, and you will always give away a few more tries than you would like. But the tries difference is what we're looking at. I mean, if you score 9 tries and give away 4, you're still 5 ahead, so that's what we're looking at.
Obviously no stranger to the try line, because you guys have scored so many tries throughout the season. Looking to keep that up today, and how are we going to go about doing that?
Yeah, look, we've scored 54 tries in 7 games and scored 9 in the semi-finals. It's about making the correct tactical decisions. You know, when it's on to run, we'll run it, and if it's on to kick, we'll kick it. But yeah, we've got to score tries to win games.
All the very best for this evening.
Thank you very much.
Reinhard, big afternoon for your side here today.
Yeah, Sam, what a privilege and what an honor for us to host the final. I think we've come a long way as a group of players from last year, a couple of close games, but how this group develop and how they grow is just amazing. So we're looking forward to this special occasion.
You mentioned the growth of the group as well. You've grown throughout the season, 1 blemish at the beginning of the season, but that's been the only loss. You've gone strength to strength from there.
Yes, we came together before the competition, set our goals for ourselves, and we were really confident and say that the Southern Cape need a final and a home final, and that is what we be able to got today, and we're really privileged and honored for that.
Promotion relegation aspects as well on the horizon. Are you focusing more on that, or are your sights firmly set on today?
No, Sam, as I say, I think we take it game by game. This is also important for us. it's the last time, I think, in 2010 where we were able to host the final. No, so we take it game by game, but the promotion relegation, it's also important for us, for the Union and for the Southern Cape.
All the very best for this evening.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Well, gentlemen, coaches have spoken. Odo, we'll start with you. Looking to score many tries are the Valke, and having to earn that in defense will the SWD side. Final thoughts before the game?
I think it won't be a boring final. It won't be a final won on penalties. And like we listened to Rudy there stating that, you know, they'll be looking to score tries today. And it's funny, you know, they're up against the top defensive team in the competition. So we're definitely going to be in for a lot of tries.
With that being said, it's important to earn your right to attack by defending. And I mean, that's something that's going to be so crucial for both sides today, Venan.
Very crucial, but you know, one thing I've learned in a few years is that defense does play a very crucial role in finals. So there is an imbalance between the two teams in terms of attack and defense, but I do think SWD's defense might turn out to be a turning point in this match.
In one word from either one of you, Venan, we'll start with you. Who's going to win it?
Potent attacking force in this year's league meets the most stalwart defense. SWD have been keeping it tight all competition long, while the Valke have found their try-scoring form. The weather here is mild, to say the best. There are some foreboding clouds overhead. However, there has been very little rain, and we can expect some running rugby, and we will certainly see plenty of that if the form of the Valke especially is anything to go by. It has certainly been an interesting first division season, and this is the first of the matches we will be showing on your World of Champions, and it's the grand final for all of the silverware. What an opportunity for us to see how these two sides have been going. We're looking at the Valke now. Their captain is Shane Kirkwood in the 4 jersey. Friedel Ulafir has scored 7 tries during the competition this year, just 6 matches long due to the truncated nature thereof. Anrich Richter is the top point scorer in the entire competition, and those mostly come from conversions, especially so that of Etienne Taljaard, who scored 11 tries this season. As for the Southwestern District's Eagles side, the side which will be hosting today, their captain is Jacques Vermaak. Ruben Skuman has racked up 5 tries this year. Divan Nel in the 10 jersey is certainly the most important player. He has scored by far the most penalties in the competition this year. And as such, he will have to run the show for this home side today. Marlo Weich on the number 14 jersey has scored 6 tries as well. Kirsten Haynes on the bench has scored 3 tries, all coming off the bench, and he is a stalwart for the Southwestern District's Eagles. He's been here for years. Martin Sitole scored 4 tries last week in a semi-final in the 19 jersey for the Heino Valke, and Kurt Cronje in the 22 was the top try scorer in 2010. Without any further ado, let me introduce alongside me in the commentary booth today none other than Italian international Wim Visser. Wim, you actually played rugby with the coach of the Southwestern District's Eagles back in 2003, Reinhard van As. Tell us, how did that go?
Good afternoon, thanks Paul, awesome to be here, fantastic occasion. Reinhard van As, I had a chat to him earlier on, he said to me, Wim, it is so nerve-wracking being a coach. I have to cut my hair really short to hide away my grey hair. But yes, Reinhard van As, he's a very proud man. He's turned around this Eagles side. Last year, they ended up last in the first division, wooden spoon zone. They never won a game. This year, they've only had 1 hiccup. That was in the beginning of the season where they lost at home to the Leopards. From there on, it's been pretty much seamless for this Eagles side. Reinhard van As ran out 97 times for the Eagles side. He missed 100 caps by 3. On the other hand, we have the Valke. It's a powerhouse side up front. They are well led by their captain, Shane Kirkwood, and there's so much speed and power in that back line in the form of Etienne Taljaard, Andries Tauter. It's going to be a cracker.
Of that, there can be no doubt. This Valke side, which struggled through the Supersport Rugby Challenge earlier this year, has truly turned the corner, and they've found their try-scoring form. However, defensive question marks will remain. Onto the field come the Southwestern District's Eagles.
Oh, it's an amazing occasion. It's goosebump stuff at the moment. Music is going off. The crowd are getting into the spirit of this Currie Cup First Division final. Just a couple of stats, a couple of numbers that I want to throw to you, Paul. Valke, they've scored 54 tries, an average of just short of 8 a game. They've conceded 30 tries, which means that they've conceded a bonus point try every match that they run out in. Eagles, they've scored 32 tries, just over 4.5 tries per fixture. They've only conceded 17. That is the big one. Big matches, finals are won on big defense.
Absolutely interesting stuff on the league table. And indeed, Vam, as you say, the Eagles finished top. However, they had a points difference which was poorer than that of the Valke. They only allowed 131 points, though, while the Valke allowed 218. As you say, they are leaking tries, Valke. But as their coach said, they're just scoring in response.
The fact of the matter is, it's all history. It's all about now. It's all about accurate decision-making, clinical execution from both sides.
We are underway for the final of the 2018 Currie Cup First Division, and charging into the fray, Valke. Setting it slowly, a player-controlled game to the Southwestern Districts. That's back with it. Leighton Extian. All the way downfield, Andries Truter. Electric runner Andries Truter is. Trying to get the Valke going. Here comes Klopper. Londo Borzi. Well taken by Nicholas Immelman. Willefeer. Keeping it short on the Valke with Vian Jacobs. Richter over the ball, and it is a turnover. Southwestern Districts, a big play early on.
Be careful.
Outstanding presence at the breakdown from this SWD Eagles side. Looked like it was Johan Steyn. Showed daylight in a position of strength and wins the penalty for his side. This is the picture that will tell the story. Good defensive work, outstanding work by Wayne Wilskut. Take a look at that. Perfect. Outstanding technique.
To add to the woes of the Valke, they have not won on this ground since 2014. Really tight encounters between these two sides every single time that they play. And it comes from Vermaak, captain of the Eagles. That's an outstanding sack from Shane Kirkwood, captain of the Valke. Still, they get the rolling ball going to SWD. This is spectacular work. Applying himself there, Johan Steyn, to make sure the Valke did not reach hands over to disrupt. And with half a jersey on, breaking away are the Eagles. And Steyn clearing it for the Eagles. Into the rack goes Sofisa. Hands on the ball from the Valke, but aggressive rack work from the Eagles. And without a top on, joining the rack, I believe it might be Immelman. Oh, the dedication to the team. I don't need a jersey to play. 5 meters out the Eagles early on, and the crowd is rising. Building it up now, Steyn spreads it. There's something there for Nell. Over the top it goes. One-on-one defense is spectacular. Marlo Weich bundled into touch. And maybe Immelman can find himself a jersey.
Just for a jersey.
I don't think it's Immelman. It looks like it might be Janneman Stander, as I see Immelman with the number 7 jersey still on the field. But outstanding cover defense from this Heino Valke side. Up to the task is Andries Truter.
What a frantic start to this match. And indeed it is Janneman Stander, brother of none other than CJ Stander, two-time player for the British and Irish Lions.
Irish international. What an outstanding career CJ Stander had in Europe.
Klopper taking his time with this line out, and why not? But it's gone horribly wrong. Taken in by Jacques Vermaak. Right on the try line of Valke now. What can the Eagles create? They'll struggle to recycle this ball. It's held up off the ground. Oh, massive pressure on the Valke early on in this match.
Well, it's an overthrow by the Heino Valke, poached immediately by Jacques Vermaak. Presence. And it's the Eagles with early pressure in this Currie Cup First Division final. First scrum of the game. This is where it all starts, Paul, in the engine room. But it's in a favorable position for the Eagles. Left and right options available. They need a strong, stable scrum. On the other hand, it's all about defense for the Valke.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Okay.
Just 2 kilograms.
No, it's just
The
a
difference
select
between
side.
these two packs. It is neck and neck in terms of weight, and it's going to be an interesting battle at scrum time. You're right, Bill.
It's going to be an amazing battle at scrum time. There was a little bit of earlier rain today in George, so playing conditions, the surface, a little bit greasy at the moment, but this scrum is perfectly positioned for the Eagles. They have a lovely blind side available, and I can tell you, the Valke are only defending with one player in that blind side channel, the left wing, in the form of Etienne Talliard. So a nice, quick 8-9 blindside move could create the extra man out wide.
Sit.
Well, this one is full of meaning for both sides, and the Eagles are marching forward. They're backing their scrum power. Stain immediately out to Fisher. The sheer power of Tyler Fisher, so effective for this SWD side down the years. Almost got over. Seems he might have lost control.
Time off. Johan,
Yes, JD.
coming up to you. I'd like to check try yes or no, please.
So checking try yes or no.
Yeah. If no try, I'm going back for the penalty advantage at the scrum.
Okay, got it.
Well, the decision will be made by the television match official, Johan Greef. Was there downward pressure? Was there control? Does he lose the ball? Yes, he does. No try.
Serious power shown by Tyler Fisher, though. That first defender was disregarded.
The ball was knocked on,
Okay.
so no try.
Tyler
No try,
Fisher,
thanks, going
product
back
of
for the
Westville
advantage.
Boys High in KwaZulu-Natal.
No
He
try.
played Craven Week in
Going back.
2011, SA School 11. And let me tell you one thing, for a centre, there's a lot of horsepower in that chassis at 103 kilograms.
Do you guys want to scrum?
Get through plenty of work for this Eagles side,
That's what the penalty was
and he
for.
has over the years now. Just to remind you, in the last 6 matches these two teams have played, the sides have been separated by 5 points on each and every occasion.
Let's make sure not to stand
However, the
up.
Valke haven't won here since 2014. So interesting, so interesting.
Well, during the round robin stages, Paul, the Eagles will take a lot of confidence by the fact that they did beat the Heino Valke up in the East Strand by 36 points to 34. And that fixture, it was 6 tries apiece. But as I said, that's history. It's all about today. It's all about the silverware.
Sit.
Interesting that it was 6 tries apiece, as SWD have had a very tight defense otherwise. And here they are breaking to the right. Oh, it's on! That's a try for Wayne Volschert. Opens the scoring in the Currie Cup First Division final of 2018.
We spoke about defensive structures of the Heino Valke. They're only defending with one man in that blind channel. A good, strong, stable scrum, that is what creates space for the big man, Wayne Wilskett. He runs with the ball in 2 hands. What that does is it creates doubt in the defense. Automatically, Etienne Talliard, the left wing and defense, drifts towards Wilskett. The space is opened. He's got so much strength. The rest is history.
That it certainly is. Breaking off the side of that scrum, Vian Jacobs in the 7 jersey, really was his responsibility to cover the run of Wayne Volschert, as far as I could see.
Most definitely so, but what the Eagles did well is they played to the wheel, so there was a slight tight head lean. Wilskett breaks. The fake run of Johan Stein, the scrum half. So much space and time. Easy try.
8-9-14, which ended at the 8. The kick is up. And Divan Nel hits the post. He has been absolutely almost nigh on perfect for the side this year.
It's a powerhouse scrum. Look at the running line of the scrum half. Johan Stein, he keeps the defense occupied. Opens the gap for the big number 8, Wayne Wilskett. What a start for the Eagles. What a start for Reinhard Fadas.
Valke will have no fear of this scoreline. They score tries for fun. Launched into the sky again. This time over the potential receiver. Well taken by Nicholas Immelman. Stein finds Nel. Try scorer Volschert in the back line. Having to shut down this Valke player. What a turnover, though. That from Vian Jacobs. And charging at them is Marco Klopper. Klopper throws out a dummy, now it's Richter. Jachers looking for space as Shane Kirkwood straightens up and commits the SWD defenders. Sharp line taken by Andries Truter. Olivier, 7 tries this season. He has pounded backwards in the tackle. Richter, the speed of the ball from Valke will be causing trouble to the Eagles' defense. A slip up from Errol Jachers. Richter. Kirkwood again, getting through plenty of work early on, the captain of the Valke. Olivier almost breaking the line. Eagles desperately trying to slow this Valke ball down. They seem to live and breathe off this fast ball. Wide to Khala. Absolutely milked in the hit. Richter back the other way. The Eagles' defense is holding strong on their own 22-meter line here. The Valke continue to probe the cross kick now. There are numbers outside. Fischer competes in the air. And eventually it does trickle into touch. We'll see which way this lineup is going to go.
So it's the option. Option. Knocks into touch.
Defensive lines and structure of the Eagles
Take the line out.
has been seamless, outstanding defensive work by the big lock forward Wynand Grasman from the Eagles. The ball was knocked into touch, so therefore the Valke do have the option, a scrum or a line-out. They've opted for the line-out. It's a 5-man line-out. Let's see what evolves from here, Paul.
Did not get the line-out working like clockwork on previous occasion. This time it's into Kirkwood. Klopper at the back. He leaves it to his scrum up. André Richter, top point scorer in the competition, through the hands of Jachers. Chip over the top, and here comes Khala. Richter beats the defender, and he strikes back for the Valke. If this final continues this way, it's going to be a rip snorter.
Listen up. There's already been one scuffle with you. Another one at the restart. I don't want to have to speak to you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I went again.
Classic stuff. Ruben Skuman gets called into the headmaster's office. Chingwili Jadazweni, the referee, gives him a warning. But this is a tactic that can be used in a rush defense that the Eagles are applying. A little chip kick, varying your options, and then the offload in the tackle by Khala finds the little scrum half, Heinrich Richter. What a start for both sides to a Currie Cup First Division final. Fantastically weighted chip kick. The follow-up by Khala is done to perfection. That offload in the tackle made the try for Richter.
It's easy for one to see how the Valke might have been scoring that many tries this season. Their attack is electrifying. It is played at a breakneck pace. Ekstien launched this one into the 22 of the Valke. The kick chase is spectacular though, and they have trapped the Valke back in their own half. Looking for options, Richter. It's through the hands of Grant Janka inside center. It seems to be taking the ball at the first receiver quite often, making space for the fly-off Jachers to kick for touch. That kick does not find touch. It's through the hands of Bok. Ekstien joins the ruck and Steyn clears. Skuman scored a fair share of tries this year as well, 5 of them. Back onto the inside line, Alshon Bok, he wants to get involved now, and he is. Khoza. Lukolo Khoza, tackle backwards. And now there's space down the blind, perhaps. Thought he saw something, did Johan Steyn, had to turn back. Ekstien clears. Rolshut carrying again. Plenty of energy in the number 8 jersey for the SWD Eagles here this evening. What a hit that is! Jacques Vermaak stands up to it though. He refuses to take backward steps. Muscles up to the hit. Khoza again. The Eagles are now implementing their own high-pace attack. That is a knock-on in the ruck. Spotted by our referee, Kwengile Jadazweni of Somerset West.
Well, the referee, Chingwili Jadazweni, was playing an advantage. Valke player not behind the last man's feet. And once again, it is an option for the Eagles to kick to the line. And the pressure will be continued by this Eagles side. The penalty advantage was slightly early on than that, but it's good ball retention from this Eagles side.
And now they must defend their own line once more. Vermaak feeds the line out. What a line out that is. Perfectly received through the hands of Grasman. Oh, a set move almost coming off for the Eagles. The second wave. Volschot. Volschot is over. That is a prepared play of note. And the Eagles have struck again. What a start to this final.
Well, it's Volschot that gets his brace. He is on fire. The Eagles are on fire, but it started from a fantastic starter move from this line out. A good two-handed take. A peel around the back of the line out of the book. It looks like a captain's run on a Friday afternoon. Outstanding play. And then Volschot comes like a steam train. He's like a bull in a china stop. So hard to stop. Body position is good. Gets the points straight under the sticks.
Rich entertainment was promised, according to the way that this season played out between these two sides, and rich entertainment is being provided.
It's all about clinical execution, and that is clinical execution personified. Starter move, ABC Rugby, try time.
Volschot has been awfully busy in these opening minutes of this match. We are back underway, courtesy of Errol Jagers. Deep it goes for Janeman Stander and the replacement jersey, having had his jersey torn to shreds very early on in this match. Taking the time to set it up, Volschot supporting Ruben Skuman as he runs forward. No release from the Valke, penalty to the home side.
Sikumbusa, Mabuza, the man that infringes. The sanction is a penalty, and well spotted by the referee. You have to allow that attacking player to place the ball, no daylight, set a target for your cleaners. This picture will tell the story. It's a good carry by the Eagles. There he had to release. That was a tackle, definite penalty.
4 penalties conceded by the Valke to the 0 of the Eagles.
To get back to that penalty count, 4 penalties to the Eagles. What that means is, A, it's getting him into the right areas of the field, continued pressure, territory, scoreboard pressure.
And they'll have to respond, will the Valke, spreading the ball awfully quickly. Grant Janka involved. Now on the outside, Taljaard, what a run that is. Etienne Taljaard scored 11 tries this year in this competition. So SWD will certainly have to mark up that outside left channel with Taljaard in the 11. Valke passing it very deep, running from deep within their own half. Look at the speed of the hands, the confidence to spread it all the way to the touchline. Cutting back on the inside, Don Mlondobozi. Rachter, Jagers. Dragged in by the SWD defense. The continued pace of this Valke attack. One can see how it might have broken down lesser defenses, but this SWD defense is the best in the Currie Cup First Division. Forcing the Valke to kick it away. Extend at the back, spreads it to Bok. Bok is thinking about a counter-attack. The chip over the top, well marshaled right here by Jagers. Always had that one under control, but is forced to watch it trickle into touch. Good result for the Eagles.
That's what you call experience. Alshon Bok, the 36-year-old left winger of the Eagles. Played for the SA Presidents 15 in 2013, SA under 21 in 2003. He's been a blitzbok, played Super Rugby for the Kings. A man that has done everything.
Klopper feeds the line out, and this time they really get it right to the Valke. Look what they do with that pace of ball as well. Immediately testing the SWD defense. Man over the ball for the Eagles. They were calling for it, but it will come back on Valke's side. Rachter. Spreading it again is Alberts. They really put the pressure on the unfancied players to stand in the 5 position. Quite often to this Valke side, it seems to aid their incisive attacks.
We like to talk about clinical execution, but it's not only with ball in hand, it's also defensive clinical execution. And what I like about the Eagles' attitude, a ball that they can't win at the ruck, they don't commit men, they occupy the field in space and numbers, and they put defensive pressure on the opposition.
The Eagles will be desperate for victory because they have lost the last 2 finals that they have taken part in. Last time they won was in 2007, so it has been a long old wait for SWD. The scrum was incredibly strong on the previous occasion. The Eagles, it's cleared this time very quickly by Valke. Double try scorer already. Onto Alshon Bok, the player with plenty of pedigree.
No, he's hurt. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's back.
That is excellent, excellent refereeing from Gwengile Jadizweni. He brought a stop to the game immediately, and you heard what he said. He addressed the situation, saw a player in a very compromised position, and let's hope Don Mlondobozi is not in too bad of a condition. It's good to see him already moving around on the ground. Just seems to have taken a very awkward hit.
Going poles, right? All right. Let's just get him
It's all about player safety, player management. Well done to the referee, Gwengile Jadizweni, but it's another penalty for the Eagles. Number 5 in this fixture. Once again,
is he going to
pressure on this Valke side.
Alvum, you handled the final actually last year, and on that occasion it was the Griffins playing. The Griffins won 2 in a row, 3 in a row leading into this one.
Definitely so. The Griffins took care of the Leopards in Valkom last year. An outstanding season for that Griffins side. The year before, they beat the Leopards in Potchefstroom. But the penalty count is amounting against this Valke side. And in finals of this caliber, it's all about discipline on the field.
Top penalty scorer in the competition. This is Divan Nel. Perfect kick from Nel. After hitting the post with his first effort, he puts a penalty straight through the posts and takes his team on to an 8-point lead, 15 points to 7 here at Outeniqua Park.
He hit it right on the head, Paul. He is the top penalty scorer in this competition. That is number 14 of his Currie Cup First Division campaign of 2018.
Yacher is to the same side again, this time far shorter. Great competition by Don Mlondobozi, who seems to have shaken off that injury and gotten involved straight back into the action. It's excellent to see. Valke is doing plenty of running for the Eagles early on. Taking their time, making sure they set a train behind the ruck, as you can see, to protect that box kick that was just pulled off. Now into the hands of the electric Andries Truter. Knows how to ignite a counter-attack from the back, and Don Mlondobozi, giving a touch of a hospital pass on that occasion, made the most of it. Vian Jacobs charging into the contact there. Look at that pass, straight into Yacher's breadbasket, allowing for the Valke to attempt a high-speed attack, almost falling out of the hands of Echan Taljaard and into a dangerous situation as Leighton Extian was accelerating onto it. Valke still have possession, but they're getting driven further and further backwards with each passing movement. Jachers has to work hard to make some space for his teammates. Staying with quick ball, Khala on the outside, inside to Ruben Skuman. It's breathless, the speed of this Valke attack, and breathtaking as well. However, not so much so as the SWD defense, which continues to hold strong wherever on the field they may find themselves. Jacher sees a gap. Jacher's cut straight through. Support on the inside, which goes to the outside. Excellent running from Andries Trüter, which lands the Valke inside the SWD 22-meter line. Trying to keep the quick ball going. But that is some cynical stuff, slowing it down from SWD. Valke come alive again.
Janaman Stander sanctioned for a penalty, lateral entry. He has to come through the gate. Except he enters the ruck from the side. Outstanding play from the Valke side. Good support running line from the fullback, Andries Trüter. But over here, take a look at Stander in the 25 jersey. Comes from the side. He has to come through the gate to contest that ball. Definite penalty.
It's very New Zealand-esque, I'll say that, Van. Love slowing the ball down when all of a sudden they get into the red zone. The All Blacks put their hands on the ball. That's a story or a conversation for another day, perhaps. Right now, this is Andries Trüter, top point scorer in this competition, shooting for posts. Valke have not done much of this season. Absolutely no problems for Andries Trüter. Continues to add to his points tally this year and brings his team back within a 7-point margin.
Well, he is the leading point scorer in this first division. Was 88 points before his 5 points of this evening, so it's 88 plus 5. What's that in maths, Paul? 93.
I try to avoid maths live on here. Extian launches it high and towards the touchline. Another perfect kickoff, and the kick chase is spectacular. The tackle made inside the 22-meter line. We'll have their coach smiling. That coach, of course, Reinhard van As, a man with plenty of experience in the jersey of SWD himself. And this kick, will it make touch? No, Leighton Extian is there to field. Not many counter-attacking options unless he takes them on himself. That's precisely what he plans to do. Well tackled by Heinrich Roelofse. Trüter charging in Janaman Stander. Back behind again from Steyn. Have they kept control? Steyn digging in. Valke now have to endure this consistent attacking style of SWD. Lux Koza challenging again on the outside shoulder, just as they had the overlap being created. Players sweeping in. They were about to cut the Valke wide open, and that pass has been knocked on. What can the Valke do in response? This is Friedel Olafir. 7 tries in the competition. Oh, look at the power of the defense from SWD. Standing strong, Johan Steyn and Janaman Stander sending a message to this Valke side. And in response, they immediately are forced to kick to clear their lines. And that's Edel Jachers. Extian. Oh, I thought he was stepping, but no, there's something gone horribly wrong with Extian. What a tragedy. Oh, he's gone straight to deck. Perhaps his teammate could have afforded to kick that one into touch and buy his team some time. As it stands, it's 14 SWD players against the 15 of the Valke. And they've been cut open by Janka. Janka has to look. He's got supports. Janka gets it away. They have capitalized on their man advantage. And Etienne Talliard is running in for his 12th try of the season.
Well, that's what happens with turnover possession, but it's an outstanding running line of Grant Janka. He keeps the ball alive. Look at the way he runs with the ball in 2 hands before that. But that offload in the tackle is out of the book. It makes the try for Etienne Talliard. Take nothing away. The support play of Talliard is exceptional. That is try number 12 of 2018 for Etienne Talliard.
The way that Grant Janka negotiated the cover defense of Marlo Weichter, number 14 for SWD, was charging across the field, dummied him, took him out of the play, and then continued it forward. The pass was perfect, as you say, Vim, and the try has now been awarded. Not sure exactly what's happened to Leighton Extian. Very interesting piece of play there. They had the chance to kick the ball into touch, Leighton Extian's teammate. Did not. 14 against 15. The Valke did not waste any time. popped over the post by Heinrich Richter.
That's outstanding play. Stepping on the weak shoulder does the centre, Grant Janker, running with the ball in two hands, stepping off both feet. Boom! What an offload in the tackle. That makes the difference.
Which way you going?
It's impossible not to love the way that the Valke play the game of rugby, especially so on attack. This is rich entertainment. Deep restart, this time not so high, hanging right towards the touchline. There had to be inches in that. Oh, wow.
Well, it was very deceptive, that restart, but taking the right club out of the bag. Perfect precision by the SWD Eagles, and it does look like Leighton Eckstein has been replaced, the fullback of the Eagles, by Adrian Jacobs, the number 22.
Over it goes from Marco Klopper into the hands of Shane Kirkwood as captain, and we do send our most sincere condolences to Leighton Eckstein. It's got to be heartbreaking in a final to pull up with a muscle injury like that. Just terrible. And the Valke now breaking free from that maul, and charging forward is Mabuza. Mabuza with the dummy and the give to the outside. This is Taljaard. Taljaard is stretching away. The Valke have struck twice in short order.
Well, it's the George faithful that have been silenced. Two quick tries from this Valke side. A good two-handed take by their captain, Shane Kirkwood, at the rear of the lineouts. It's a good driving maul and breaks straight through the middle. It looks like their flyer, Sikombuse Mabuza. Outstanding play, and the support running line of the flyer, Etienne Taljaard, makes it try number 13 of this Currie Cup First Division campaign of 2018.
Well, I get the feeling we've been missing out on some serious action in the Currie Cup First Division. According to everything we read, there have been tries galore, especially from this team. Oh, it's a pleasure to watch. Another opportunity now for Heinrich Richter to add points to the board. In the blink of an eye, it's gone from Valke trailing to Valke leading 22-15 with the kick to come. Over it goes from the player who's been at the Valke since 2010. Heinrich Richter adds another two.
Number 3.
Heinrich Richter, the man who has got the most conversions in this Currie Cup First Division, but it's Etienne Taljaard setting the Outeniqua Park alight with his brilliant support play, and runs out wide.
Another early replacement onto the field for Southwestern Districts. One can only assume that is due to injury. Vukile Sofisa heads off. And Dierwald Dekker has come on as his replacement. There he is in the 18 jersey. Richter tried to spread the ball. It's an advantage now to the Valke for a knock-on in the tackle. Here's Taljaard. Surely not. Taljaard is away. Inside ball to Mabuza. Mabuza, he's got numbers on the inside. The try's on. Oh, he's gone outside. Oh, no. Oh, it's broken down for the Valke. Knock-on thereafter. Wow, the numbers were flooding through. What's happened to the Southwestern District's defense, which was so stalwart at the beginning of this match? Oh, no. Scrum advantage has turned into a penalty for an infringement after the knock-on. It will be a penalty to SWD.
I'm killing it. There we go. Yeah.
Seeking touch. Not getting a very clean connection, but finding a good touch. Divan now.
I'll have a look.
Well, at the moment, it's the SWD Eagles who started so soundly defensively, who are chasing shadows. But it's the way the Valke keeps the ball alive. Was that the wrong option? It maybe should have been recycled. Little pass inside. There were numbers and there was space.
this man. Rolling ball from the Eagles, gathering some momentum, slightly disjointed though. Shouldn't be lasting too much longer. They're not pulling as one. That's a wild pass and the Valke capitalize. Vian Jacobs takes it in. Still getting the numbers back are the Eagles. They'll have to reform here, and that spells danger. Jacobs gives it away. Holes are appearing at all times in this SWD defense now. The pass goes behind the back line, but the Valke are the side in the ascendancy, that much is clear.
Well, that is a chance that has gone a begging for the Valke, and Rudy Yabé, their coach, must be pulling his hair out. There were so many numbers and so much space out wide. Unfortunately, pass not going to hand. It's all about clinical execution and accurate decision making. That needed to stick.
Taking far more care with their lineouts now, SWD. They haven't had too many problems in that area, though. Very important they get this one right, as they now trail on their home ground to Valke, a side which is a free-flowing point-scoring machine. Charging forward, look at the power of Lux Koza. Polo, of course, his full name. Known as Lux by his teammates. Divan Nel, the general of this Eagles side, launches it downfield only as far as Mlondo Borzi, and charging back at them is Andres Truter. He will cut the line this night at some point. He is just too dangerous not to. More spectacular attacking play, but Heinrich Rolfse cannot hold on to it. But from the innovation, the ingenuity of this Valke side, the way that they attack, they've got the short runners coming, they've got big forwards passing it behind. That man was about to play in the number 10 position and spread the ball down the back line.
Maybe he should have been standing behind his number 10 to get a little short pop pass to make the difference. But at the end of the day, this is a Valke team that have found their rhythm. But what I like about their ball retention, very quick, and the speed of delivery from the base of the rucks has been exceptional by their scrum half, Heinrich Richter. So the start of the game, the first try by the big number 8, Wayne Wilskut.
And the Valke struck back. Look at that chip over the top, beautifully measured from Jachers. And the hands from Heinrich Richter holding onto that ball after this superb pass from Khalakhala.
The second Eagles try came from a wrap around the back of the lineouts. An excellent starter move, and then the big man Wilskut comes with pace. No one can stop him.
He has been devastating, but then the Valke struck back. This is when SWD were down one man due to an injury to their fullback Leighton Extian, capitalizing with the Valke. Janke, look at the timing of this pass. Perfect, and Taljaard scores his first try of the match.
And a couple of seconds later, the big man, the loose forward Mabuza, breaks through the center of the ruck. The timing of his pass out to the support of the flyer, Etienne Taljaard. He gets his brace. He gets try number 13.
This match is completely engaging. Cannot take your eyes off of it. Certainly in line to be the player of the season, Taljaard, scoring that many tries. Well, the scrum battle has certainly been interesting. SWD appear to have had the advantage. However, they've only taken advantage of that really once. But they've got the Valke traveling backwards. This one will be reset, but surely the Eagles need to use whatever advantage they can get here on their home ground, being the more conservative side as well, insofar as point scoring throughout the season has gone. Look at that territory stat. SWD dominating 66% of the territory.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
9 points separate the sides as Steyn feeds the SWD scrum, and the ever-impressive Wayne Wilskut breaks left this time. He has certainly expended plenty of energy today, and it has spilled forward from the Eagles. It'll be a scrum down to the Valke. The way this match started, it looked like the Eagles had everything under control, but then the Valke slowly got their game plan working, and now they are certainly bringing the pain to the home team.
Well, handling errors are letting down the Eagles. That is number 4 of this fixture. And what it's doing is it's gifting possession back to the Valke and putting themselves under immense pressure.
Well done. Keep it there, please. Keep that bind up as well.
Volskut, number 8 for SWD. He played at Borland from 2004 to 2016. 12 years of commitment to one union. And there's so much of that going on between both of these sides. Players that have been here since 2014, 2010, 2012. It's a family affair.
Bye. Sit.
Can the Eagles put pressure on the Valke on their own scrum ball? Not enough as Friedel Olafir clears. Wonderful pass from Rachter. Devastating speed of this Valke attack. Looked like an early tackle on Khalakhala.
Leave it on 9, you're off your feet.
Clear call from Mr. Jadizweni. So crucial that that foot was hung out the back of that ruck by Friedel Olafir, which meant that the ball stayed inside of the ruck and meant that SWD could not come flooding around the fringes. Jachers not looking for touch there, and Alshon Boek capitalizes. He's got space to run into now. But he's met by the defensive line of the Valke. Mabuza drops the shoulder. Oh, the tummy to the outside and charging through is Thunder. Drop shoulder and runs over Jachers. Loose out the side of the ruck, and there's trouble. But no speedman for the Valke chasing after this one. Should be covered by Divan Nel, but he does not do well enough, and it is taken by Marco Kopper. Mlondo Bozi looking for a pass over the top. It's awfully scrappy. Charging in, trying for the stolen ball, and SWD are piling over the top. It's wild. Oh, it's wild.
Number 4. Second attempt.
2 minutes to go. Chico Park, let's get behind our boys. Go Eagles, go Eagles, go! Go Eagles, go!
2 minutes to go. Where did this time go?
Well, it's 40 minutes that has flown by, but it's Ruben Skuman that gets beaten by the ruck. And gives away a penalty for his side, and once again it's the Valke. They opt for the line. They have wind in their sails. He's beaten by the ruck right there, and therefore is sanctioned for a penalty.
Just hold on.
Yet another.
Time's off. Yeah, time's off.
We've got time off. Yep, there. I was going to say, yet another SWD player being treated for injury. That's Alshon Boek, one of the most experienced and high-quality players.
Worrying times for their coach, Reinout van As. Reason being is he's opted for a 5-2 split as far as the bench is concerned, so he only has 2 backline players available for replacements.
Klopper feeds the line out. Just to remind you that both of those backline replacements for SWD are on the field. We know for sure Leighton Extian can't be coming back if he did pull a calf, as it did appear. And now Kirsten Haynes is on the field as well, but Alshon Boek might be fresh to come back. One has to question if Leighton Extian is going to be able to play any more minutes in this match, though. 39 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, desperately clearing for touch. Southwestern District's Eagles all of a sudden looking like a side without ideas, and the side under pressure on the home ground.
Down at the breakdown, he's going to have to obviously break his hold. I'm going to penalize you as well for that.
Klopper feeds, fires it into the front of the line out this time. One last chance for Valke to strike before the half. Short ball, ready in defense, already up in the face of his opposition was Vuyon Borto. Have scarcely had the opportunity to call the name of the number 12 of the Eagles, Vuyon Borto. Never mind Tyler Fisher, one of their biggest heroes, and here's a penalty after the hooter, right in front of the posts. Big opportunity for another 3 points to be added if the Valke so choose. The Valke have taken control of this rugby match, moment by moment, after being under pressure at the beginning.
Oh, most definitely so, Paul. They've got into this game that initial period of shadow boxing where they conceded a try here and there, but they've come back into this fixture. Once again, no daylight expressed at the breakdown, and therefore the penalty is a sanction. It's the second penalty that the Eagles have conceded in this first half. But what it's doing is it's keeping that scoreboard ticking over of this Valke side.
With the attempt for posts, it will be Anrach Ruchter to add further points to his tally for 2018. Product of Eachia Janssen. Anrach Ruchter adds a further 3 points to the Valke tally, and the side leads in the most unlikely of manners away from home here at Outeniqua Park, one of the most picturesque rugby grounds in the world, here in George, in the final of the 2018 Currie Cup First Division. What a match we have on our hands. Do not go anywhere, because the second half is going to bring some really mouth-watering rugby. At the halftime, George, what a beautiful place this must be to live. And this evening we have a fantastic game of rugby on our hands. The final of the Currie Cup First Division of 2018. And the Valke are in a shock lead against Southwestern Districts, the home side. Alongside me in the commentary booth, none other than Italian international Vim Fassard. Vim, you have some insights into the first half's play, don't you?
Oh, definitely so, Paul. It's been a crack of a first half. But I can tell you one thing, there's a couple of numbers as far as the stats are concerned that stand out like a blue eye. The first thing is the speed and the intensity that the Valke play when they have ball in hand has compromised the defensive technique of the Eagles. That's why they've missed 17 tackles in that first half. And secondly,